Welcome everybody to the Benstud Open House. Please find your seat. We're going to start the yearling parade very shortly. Just want to introduce myself. Behalf of Campbell's Comments and Benstud Standardbreds and Nutrien, I'm Greg Gangle. Going to be your host here today as we present a number of yearlings on behalf of Benstud. Juddy, we'll start off with you. First of all, it's my great pleasure to be here today. It's my first time here, and obviously a magnificent setup and a magnificent draft that you have.
Thank you very much for everyone coming along. The horses are a couple of weeks away from actually going to the sale, so there's still a bit of improvement in them. There's been an enormous amount of work gone into these horses. The climate up here tends to make it a little bit harder than most places. We've had the heavy rug and brush and wash the horses more regularly than we normally would, but I think they look pretty good, and I hope everyone enjoys themselves. Just a little housekeeping: food and drinks, please help yourself. Any ladies need to go to the toilet, go behind the shed and follow your way through. There's a Airbnb at the back of the farm just over here, and there's toilets in there, so just make yourself at home.
Mark Barton, great to be here on behalf of Nutrien. I know you've been here numerous times, and you know what, the sales aren't far away. How are things looking on your perspective?
Yeah, look, thanks, mate, and thanks for the Benstud team for having us. I guess, firstly, I think what is important, this is a stud that's actually going to represent themselves at every catalogue we've got this year. So 4 sales, starting at Sydney, then the Gold Coast, then back to Bathurst, then to Melbourne, and Craig and his family, they've put horses in every sale. I know they've selected horses to try and suit the market, but also to support us, which they've done since we started. The draft generally, as far as the catalogue's concerned, is awesome. I think the last 4 or 5 weeks I've been on the road pretty well every other day, and I've seen probably nearly 600, I suppose, of the 780 odd horses. So you look through them. The thing that impresses me most is the quality in the mares, the fillies that are on offer this year, and that's not just here but as a catalogue of horses. And I think there's great opportunity for breeders to get back into some terrific brood mares after they've raced. There's great incentive for them, but I think the thing that I'd probably hit home with, we've got a world-class product here, and I think the Australian racing stock is of a standard that we are starting to get recognition on the world stage. We have distance racing, we have fast racing, your milers, and I think that's one thing that does stand us apart. And I think the investment that the likes of Benstud make, and all the breeders, is what underpins a great racing product for Australia. So it's exciting time.
I couldn't agree more. Speaking of the international product, we always follow horses in North America. I do for obvious reasons, but you're following along with the New Zealand Standardbred sale that's conducting today. What type of update can you give us currently?
Yeah, well, I know Paul Campbell's actually over there. He sent his brother down here to do this job so he could go jetting across the country again. But at lot 70, we've had 5 horses over in New Zealand have made 100,000 or more. 2 Art Majors. We've had an Always Be Mickey at 115. Lot 1 was a What the Hill trotting colt that made 100,000, and the first Captaintreacherous colt just sold for 270,000, and Stonewall Stud bought that one. But that's 5 out of 70. I said very strong at the top end. The New Zealand buyer probably does chase a tiny bit different type to what the Australian market chases, but those well-recognised stallions, you've got the likes of Woodlands, Alabar represented over there, and the Brecon Farms draft, I know, have been particularly strong.
Yeah, beautiful. Juddy, before we start the day, just give us just a quick observation. We're going to start off with colts and fillies, just for the people that are here, just the way that they're going to be showcased.
Yeah, so we will start at just in numerical order, work our way through the Sydney colts. So everyone that's standing over there, those 4 colts behind you there, have to come out at some point. So we're going to work our way through here. We'll do the Sydney colts, and then we've got some horses there, some colts there that are going to the Brisbane sale. Have a little pause. Paul Fitzpatrick's going to do critique and have a look at, pick out what he believes is the best colt, and explain to us why. Paul's been a fantastic vendor and an amazing trainer, had some incredible horses over the years, so he can give you some insight into what he thinks is the pick of those colts, and then we'll start on the fillies.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was only going to just make mention of Matt Toozer is here. I see Matt earlier. Like to welcome him as part of the Nutrien, as a sponsor for Nutrien. The Toozer horse floats you'll see everywhere is really good opportunity. If you buy a horse out of any of our sales, Sydney, Gold Coast, Melbourne, or Bathurst, and you sustain with the Nutrien Race Series and pay within our trading terms, you'll get one horse gets one ticket in the draw to win a Tooza custom-made horse float. So there'll be a couple of those on display at Sydney. And also, welcome the fact that Matt's here with his first 2 yearlings here with the Benstud team. I think both Captaintreacherous from memory.
Correct.
Yeah, so thanks, Matt. It's a great opportunity. So you buy a horse, sustain for the race series, $175,000 minimum first racing for your 2-year-old pacing filly, pacing colt, and sustain that horse and pay your bill, and you go on the draw to win a $25,000 horse float. So it's something really special.
Beautiful, wonderful incentive. Okay, I'm going to take a seat. Both thank you, Mark and Craig, for the introduction. I'll be kicking things off with some observations on each lot, and we'll get today's yearling parade underway. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, everybody can hear me okay through the speaker system. The first one is a colt. This is an American Ideal colt out of a Bettor's Delight mare. The exact same cross as the Great Magnificent Storm. He was an American Ideal out of a Bettor's Delight mare, along with the international superstar American Ideal. So the same cross, wonderful colt here. And what's interesting about this pedigree page is the fact that Bondi Lockdown is in there. You're most likely going to see him in the Miracle Mile. Has a record of that 150.5, 14 wins, and well over $370,000 in prize money. Further down the page is the Great Restrepo, a son of Art Major, over $500,000 in stakes for that son of Art Major, and a terrific maternal line here as well. American Ideal has done great things both internationally and locally with horses like Bling It On, Heston Blue Chip, Sunfire Blue Chip, and the list goes on. Lot number 7 is eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, and the Australian Breeders' Crown, obviously prepared here by Benstud. This is lot 7. So fantastic looking colt. He's going to kick things off relatively early in the sales catalog. So nice looking colt here by American Ideal. We'll get a look at him as he takes a pause and before he goes back into the box. Should be noted that Benstud, known for producing wonderful colts and wonderful fillies. Horses like Bling It On have come off the farm. Major Dan, Philadelphia Man, the list goes on. Then obviously on the filly side, you're seeing Tough Tilly and Tay and horses like that. Here is the second lot that's being presented. This is lot 31. This is a colt here by the great sire Down by the Seaside out of the Sports Rider mare. Her name is Charissa T. And one thing about Sports Rider mares, they are quiet achievers. Captain Ravishing, the great son of Captaintreacherous, is out of a Sports Rider mare. So the same type of maternal line or the same type of cross here going back to some beach somewhere. Down by the Seaside has done great things, particularly in North America. You're seeing horses over there like Pebble Beach, By the Missile, Sea Silk, the list goes on. So he already has 3 $1 million plus superstars in North America, and his first crop have now just turned 4 on the 1st of January. So out of the Sports Rider mare, she's already produced Patch Beach Storm, also by some beach somewhere, 153.4. So going back to that same line, that beach line that works quite well. Here is lot number 33, Captaintreacherous colt here out of the Rocknroll Hanover mare, Cherry Stride. So same type of cross as Pappy Rob Hanover, just shy of $1 million, an absolute superstar. He's a son of some beach somewhere out of a Rocknroll Hanover mare, so the same type of cross. This colt here is by Captaintreacherous. And check out that second dam, Wolf Stride in there, 149.1, over $500,000 in the bank. And Captaintreacherous, obviously, these are going to be in high demand. You seen Captain Ravishing there last night participate at Club Menangle, and obviously what he's done internationally with horses like Captain Crunch and so forth. So outstanding looking colts here, wonderful maternal line. The mare herself, Cherry Stride, made over $100,000 with a mark of 151.2. So a beautiful colt. Lot 33 is that one. Here is lot 51. Wonderful colt here again by Captaintreacherous. This one is out of the Western Ideal mare named Eye Catching. $38,000 in career earnings for this one, but she's already produced 2 winners, both by Captaintreacherous as well, Captain's Catch and Cobalt Stride. And interestingly enough, the richest offspring of Captaintreacherous anywhere in the world is out of a Western Ideal mare. And her name was Lion Sentinel. She made $2.3 million. She was a Captaintreacherous out of a Western Ideal. The exact same cross here as lot number 51. We spoke about the offspring of Captaintreacherous with the likes of Captain Crunch and Captain Ravishing, and the list goes on. It should also be noted that the Great Pebble Beach is out of a down by the seaside, but he's also out of a Western Ideal mare. So this cross has worked time and time again in North America, and it will certainly work down here as well. So a wonderful colt here, Captaintreacherous, lot number 51 here on behalf of Benstud. Here is lot number 70, and this is an Always Be Mickey colt prepared by Benstud on behalf of Emilio Stride and Always Be Mickeys. Mark Barton just spoke earlier today about an Always Be Mickey selling north of 100,000 in New Zealand. He's made a massive impression in North America with horses like Perfect Sting, 1.8 million, Nikki Hill, 1.4 million, Grace Hill, 1.2, Southwind Gentry, and even Monty Mickey tasted defeat just one time as a 2-year-old, en route to being the 2-year-old of the year in North America and Canada. So another 2 3 of them selling over 100,000. How about a Captaintreacherous selling for 300,000 in New Zealand? 2 Bettor's Delights north of 100,000 as well. This Always Be Mickey. Check out that second dam. First foal from that Bettor's Delight mare. Obviously extremely popular. We already have a $1.3 million winner in that second dam. Telemade Lombo, Aussie Made Lombo. The list goes on. Wonderful, wonderful pedigree. Yeah, this is 97. Yeah, and that's the one I read about. Lot 90 is an Always Be Mickey. Oh, oops. Lot 97 here is a Bettor's Delight out of the Well Said mare. Obviously, Bettor's Delights have done remarkable things. The #1 sire anywhere in the world for Standardbreds. Well Said mares are quiet achievers, I should note. Lou's Pearlman, just shy of $1 million in North America, is out of a Well Said mare. This one, just the first foal, a Bettor's Delight. And when you think of Bettor's Delight down here, you're thinking of Leap to Fame, Catch a Wave last night, Amazing Dream, Antonia. The list goes on. And that second dam is One Change. 2-year-old Speed Badge, a 153.4. 3-year-old 151.1. $600,000 made, and that one is a Bettor's Delight. So this one is a Bettor's Delight as well. Lot number 97. Wonderful colts here by Bettor's Delight.
When you look at pedigree, but don't you get great type?
Yep. Beautiful type on this one. Well prepared by Benstud. Here comes lot number 133. This is a colt here by Art Major out of the Presidential Ball mare Miss Hazel. She's produced a number of winners, including Hazelnuts, which makes this one the full brother. Stashed away over $110,000 in his career. Christian Sloy's in there, Roy with me, and even check out that second dam, Renaissance Man, superstar 2-year-old, and he's also a son of Art Major, along with my General Lee. Art Majors recently, Moments Like These. Should note, Moments Like These is an Art Major, also out of a Presidential Ball mare. So plenty of black type here in this family. Art Majors himself has done a remarkable job, whether it be on the maternal side or as a sire. He's just done a super job here in Australia in particular. So a lot of good things. Wonderful type here. This one is consigned by Sloy's Company Party Limited. Eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, the Bathurst Gold Crown. He's Vic bred as well, and the Australasian Breeders' Crown. Wonderful colt here, lot number 133. Fantastic son here of Art Major. Look at the type on him as well. Coming out of the box now is lot number 137. This is the first season of Captain Crunch, obviously a phenomenal son of Captaintreacherous. This one is out of a Rocknroll Hanover mare, Miss Rocknroll. As I mentioned before, Rocknroll Hanover, phenomenal broodmare sire. Poppy Rob Hanover is now in his second season at stud back home. He's a Sun Beach somewhere out of a Rocknroll Hanover, so the same type of line here. Miss Rocknroll has a 2-year-old record, a 3-year-old record of 54.9, and is obviously a half sister to Hazelnuts. And going down the list, the same type of maternal line as we seen back in lot number 133 with Renaissance Man in that now third dam, along with My General Lee. So Renaissance Man, a wonderful 2-year-old, just under 300,000, a multiple Group 1 winner, and even Louvre, who's a filly by Art Major, north of $400,000 in her career. So Captain Crunches are going to be in demand. They're selling well in New Zealand as we speak, and plenty on offer here on behalf of Benstud.
Lovely moving horse. That one really nice.
Yeah, beautiful moving horse, lot 137. Lot 145 is next. Captaintreacherous Colt. Certainly going to be in demand. This one in particular is out of an Art Major mare, My Major Rocket, a New Zealand bred mare with a record of 151.6, north of $110,000, and has already produced a winner in Young Gifted and Black from New Zealand. And when you're looking at this maternal line, you can't help but look at the great Christian Cullen down the page. Hurricane Stride is in there as well. Captaintreacherous out of an Art Major mare. Brilliant cross. You're seeing Captaintreacherous everywhere you look. You look at Tough Tilly. Also captain out of an Art Major mare. So again, it certainly is a line that works. And Benstud have gone back to that same line here. This one consigned by Doug Steele. Eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, the Bathurst Gold Crown, and the Australasian Breeders' Crown as well. So Captaintreacherous, wonderful type. Lots of size, lots of leg for that one out of an Art Major mare. That's lot number 145. Here is lot number 146. This is an Always Be Mickey colt. Again, wonderful family here. This is a half to J.O.K., who's by Rocknroll Dance, $230,000, along with Kendy's Butterfly. Took a record at ages 2 and 3 as well, just under 60,000. Again, a sports writer mare. I spoke about sports writer mares earlier. Captain Ravishing out of a sports writer mare. This one here is Always Be Mickey. He's done a lot of damage in North America. His service fee this season is $12,500 in North America. Perfect Sting, Nikki Hill, Grace Hill, Southwind Gentry, just to name a few, along with Monty Mickey. He only suffered one loss as a 2-year-old. He won the Metro for just under $1 million, and he's off to stud. So Always Be Mickey has done a remarkable job in North America. This one has a lot of size, wonderful conformation, very well balanced. Lots of arts placed in that maternal line there as well. Particularly a half to J.O.K. You're seeing that sub 150 speed badge, 15 wins, 230,000. Beautiful cross, beautiful colt. Oh, here's lot 170, an Art Major colt. We'll just hold up 206 over there for a moment. This is lot 170. Art Major colt here. That's out of a Bettor's Delight mare. And again, the same cross as the wonderful Our Princess Tiffany. Bettor's Delight mares. She's already produced Naturally Gifted, a colt here by Sweet Lou, a 4-time winner at 2 and just under $60,000 stashed away. That second dam includes Mach and Me. Just under $160,000. So this one is eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, the New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, and plenty of other engagements there as well. A wonderful type here, beautiful colt, same cross as the great Art Princess Tiffany. Here's lot number 170. Thank you. Here comes lot number 206 next, and
Update on at Albion Park. The full brother went 153 after a 9-month spell. That's Amani.
okay, just an update here on Amani here in lot number 206. This is the half to the Sweet Lou Colt, the full brother, Sweet Lou full brother.
He ran 153 and won at Albion Park.
Just recently won in 153.
Last Albion Park races, and that's his 4th win now.
That's his 4th win off a 9-month spell, Mark. Is that correct?
Sitting beside us.
Well, there you go. So I'm sure he likes this one here too. He has his eye on him, looking at the conformation and particularly the head. I think this one's a Sweet Lou by obvious discretion. This one's out of a Some Beach Somewhere mare. That really, this is a family that doesn't need much of an introduction here in Australian harness racing. You're seeing the incomparable ladies in red, just under $900,000 during her career thus far. She's the Australian Age Pacing Mare of the Year. Our Little General is in there. Then it goes back to a North American family, including the great Cammy Best, who I know particularly very well. He's a son of Cam Best. He made over $1 million. Marietta Hall. And this one is also a half to Curly James, with a record of 156.8 and just under $90,000, and recent winner at the Cobram Cup since cataloging. So, the Sweet Lou's certainly has been a remarkable sire here, globally for that matter, whether it be in North America or down here in Australia and New Zealand as well. There's lot number 206, a Sweet Lou out of a Some Beach Somewhere mare with a phenomenal maternal line here on behalf of Benstud, consigned by Regal Farm. Here is lot number 222. This is an Always Be Mickey Colt, consigned by Emilios Stride out of a Falcon Sealster mare, Tintinera, who stashed away $121,000. She's a daughter of Falcon Sealster, and again, I keep talking about the Always Be Mickeys and what they've done in North America. Southwind Gentry, Monte Mickey, absolutely the list goes on. It's quite remarkable of what he's been able to do. This one has plenty of size, plenty of leg. Wonderful conformation on this one. A different type of cross here. You've seen a couple 2 previous offspring by Captaintreacherous. This one now has been over to Always Be Mickey. So this is lot number 222. Always Be Mickey Colt out of a Falcon Sealster mare. Here comes lot number 300. Yes, lot number 300. This one, do note, is in the Queensland sale. Eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic. It's Q-bred. It's eligible to the Bathurst Gold Crown. It's Vic-bred as well. Plenty of opportunities here for this son of American Ideal. This one's out of a Rocknroll Hanover mare by the name of The Shooting Star. Just her 2nd foal. And she took a record of 58.7, and she's a half to the great Tintin in America. A wonderful sire here in Australasia. Career earnings just under $1 million here as well. Mark?
Just wanted to just wanted to add these Queensland horses that do go. If you see you've got your Vic-bred opportunity there, but any of these horses that are paid up for the Nutrien Sale Series then also qualify for the Queensland Sunshine Stars race, which is another $125,000 2-year-old filly and 2-year-old colt race. So if you buy these Queensland horses, you still have your futurities for this one in Victoria, but you do get your $175,000 Nutrien race series, plus you got another $125,000 race as a 2-year-old, and I think from memory another $100,000 as a 3-year-old. So there is another added incentive that Racing Queensland have put on all these Queensland horses.
And it should also note that the richest son of American Ideal come right off this farm by the name of Bling It On. So here's another colt by American Ideal. He is Q-bred, lot number 300. Next, we're going to bring out lot number 340 down towards the left. We'll wait for lot number 300 to go back into the box. And again, another wonderful son here of American Ideal. Here is lot number 340. This is a son of Art Major out of the Courage Under Fire mare by the name of Courageousnquick. A 2-year-old record of 56.3. older record of 56, won 17 career wins, including $236,000 stashed away. So Art Major has done a remarkable job here. Our Princess Tiffany, to name a few, and obviously a lot of Art Major sons have come off the Benstud property, including Major Dan, just to name a few. So plenty of leg. Wonderful confirmation here. This one is eligible to the Vic Bred, the Nutrien Sales Classic, the Bathurst Gold Crown, the Australasian Breeders' Crown as well. So this is lot number 340 on behalf of Benstud. So an Art Major colt here out of the Courage Under Fire mare, Courageousnquick. Everybody remembers her on the racetrack. Done a remarkable job. Dam with 3 foals that are 3-year-old and older, and she has produced 3 winners. So a wonderful, wonderful strike rate for that one. That is lot number 340. We're going to switch over now to lot 372. Lot number 372 is a Captain Crunch colt here, consigned by Michael McGeekin on behalf of Benstud, and a Captain Crunch son out of a Presidential Ball mare. Intimate Moments is her name. She took a record of 158, 16 career wins, and she's already produced a $100,000 plus winner, and Crookwell Jake. And this one comes from the immediate family of Elect to Live, a New Zealand family there in that maternal line as well. North of $500,000 stashed away. The 3-year-old New Zealand Pacing Filly of the Year. You also have Gotta Go Harmony in there, over $200,000. There's the New Zealand 2-year-old Pacing Filly of the Year. My Harmony Blue, Gotta Go Dally Queen. Plenty of strong performers there in that maternal line. This is a Captain Crunch. They're going to be in demand. That Captaintreacherous Sun Beach Somewhere line has been just powerful time and time again in the last few years here in Australia and New Zealand. So this is the first offspring that will be available from Captain Crunch, and certainly a well put together individual, very well balanced. That is lot number 372. Paul Fitzpatrick, first of all, thanks for coming today. Wonderful to see you in support of the Benstud draft. And so far we've had a look at the colts, and you in particularly, you've had a good observation. What do you like so far? And do you have a particular colt that's kind of catching your eye?
Yeah, well, I think this year they're pretty outstanding, really, the colts. But he catches my eye, this one, the Cherry Stride colt.
That's lot number 33?
Yeah, well, it's pretty hard to fault him. He's by Captaintreacherous, which is probably the boom sire at the moment. He's just doing an outstanding job.
Yep.
If you're lucky enough to get one. His maternal family, which is the strong part as far as I'm concerned, we actually trained Libretta Franco.
Yep.
And she was a beautiful mare, and great high-speed mare, big mare, and just a beautiful mare. And they've just done a great job since. Pearl Stride.
Yep.
She's done a great job. She's leaving those 2 nice horses. And then Cherry Stride, she won 100,000 herself and was a lovely mare. He's a beautiful colt, and you'd be very disappointed if he didn't run.
What stands out about him? What kind of catches your eye just looking at him from this point?
Oh, just him as an individual. He's got size about him. He's athletic. He's got length about him. I think he's got a lovely strong head, and he's a captain.
Looking at the individual, one of the questions I always ask people is, what's more important? Is it the conformation in a horse, or is it the pedigree page? I guess where do you kind of draw the line?
I go on pedigrees, but they've got to pass the confirmation. If they haven't got good confirmation, it's a long battle. They're going so fast at the moment. They've really got to have good confirmation. And but I really go through the book and pick them on pedigrees as much as I can. And this colt, he's nearly a blue one.
And just looking at him in particular, you can tell that the 2-year-old speed is there. And in this day and age, it's so crucial and so important, particularly for owners, that they get a fair crack at the age of 2, because it just prolongs them if they're not quite ready.
Yeah, well, it does too. They've made it that it's 2-year-old racing, and you try to have them ready for those better races. But that's where all the money is. As they get older, they've got to be real good to race with 3-year-olds, and then the older horses, they've got to be really good. But I would think this colt would be, in that category.
So he's a 10.
I think he's a 10, yeah.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for your time. Appreciate it. I should ask you if you looked at the half to JOK.
I did look at the half to JOK. I don't like him at all. I wouldn't. No, he's a nice colt. He's a typical always be Mickey. He's probably a little bit like JOK, but it's really not a bad family. You know, we had a bit to do with the family further back, and that's the reason we bought JOK. And there's no reason that we wouldn't be looking at him this year.
Okay, wonderful. Well,
Okay.
appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take the mic.
Thanks, Marty. Okay.
Here's the first lot of the fillies, lot number 46. This is a filly here by Captain Crunch out of the Rocknroll Hanover mare, consigned by Emilios Stride. And the Captain Crunches are certainly going to be in demand, as I mentioned earlier. And this one from Emilios Stride, a daughter of Rocknroll Hanover, 2-year-old record of 57 and a 3-year-old record of 52. And she's already produced Emerald Stride, who's by Better's Delight, and is a 2-year-old Group 1 winner. Just under $186,000 stashed away, and that beach line, Craig, has worked through and through, particularly in that first dam.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a tried and trusted breed. The Captain Crunches are a little bit obviously new to the market, but they've been really well received in previous sales. So she's a great type, fantastic leg on her, and you know, should make a really nice sale horse next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at that maternal line going back to the North American, wonderful performer, well said. This was an A-plus family. It still is. Even a horse down your page, So Surreal, pretty much won undefeated at 2 before he went to the stallion ranks with that sub-150 speed badge, and that incomparable mare by the name of Glowing Report, 149 and 4, 24 career wins, $2 million put away. This is just a family that has massive appeal, not only in North America, but down here as well.
49. Yep, gotcha. Oh, what have I done here, mate? Oh, fucked you up. No, hang on a sec. Have I fucked you up? Who we got here? 49. Where's that? Yeah, there it is. That was the one I put in front of you.
Yep, lot number 49, Captain Crunch filly here. This is the first foal out of Evie Mach. First foal out of this Mach 3 mare. That's a half to Captain's Catch by Captaintreacherous. A 2-year record of 56.3. And Cobalt Stride, 158.4. 2 wins at the age of 2. So plenty of 2-year-old speed here, Craig. And this one's going to that same line, that Captain line, this one being a Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it's goes back to a family. We actually bought Eye Catching herself, and bred this one. We sold it as a yearling at the sales, the mother, Evie Mach. And, you know, anyone who follows what my father Peter's done with his breeding, it's quite often the dams end up being the ones that leave our champions. We've got the Pat's Beach Storm, JOK has been mentioned, horses that we actually bred their dams, and then they left these resulting champion horses. So we think that horse has got a great future in the breeding barn.
Wonderful, wonderful. Here we have next, this is lot number 83. Wonderful filly here, American Ideal filly. American Ideal himself has produced 13 millionaires globally. Incredible, including Bling It On, Heston Blue Chip, Sunfire Blue Chip. You know, the list goes on. He's watching, great vintage. And this one is out of a wonderful mare by the name of I'm Spicy Lambo. And she produced more than $400,000 career-wise, and she's produced a number of winners, including Animal, recent updates since cataloging north of $100,000, and the young one, Spicy Major, a 2-year-old in 2022, took a record of 57-1. So, you know, Craig, looking at this individual, American Ideal actually really looks like your typical American Ideal.
Yeah, we've had the pleasure of presenting horses for Trevor for quite some time now, and I've had the 2 siblings prior to this one, and in my opinion, this one's an absolute standout. Just nice, loose walking horse. It's a little bit better natured than the previous ones. Had a little bit of fire, as does Mum. This horse is a little bit more casual, which, you know, tend to be the better race horses in my eyes.
Yeah, certainly, and out of a $400,000 winning mare, certainly is very appealing. Lot number 94 is next. This is another one here by Captain Crunch. And Captain Crunch's averages during his first draft in North America at Lexington averaged $62,000, and at Harrisburg they averaged $55,000. So this is a first crop sire. This one out of the Sports Writer mare. Sports Writer, as I mentioned previously, is on the dam side of the great Captain Ravishing, so the same type of cross here, this one being a Captain Crunch. This one out of Kept in Play took a record of 55.3, and she's a half to the great Vincent and My Mackenzie, and she had a lot of success not only in Australia but also particularly in America. She won over $500,000. I remember her like it was yesterday, and just a phenomenal mare. And even Ego Dan's in that maternal line, and Self Denial. So Craig, just a quick comment here on this filly. Lovely type and well put together.
Yeah, keep it really brief. That's near perfection in terms of the style of horse. I haven't been able to fold her in any way, shape or form. I won't go into the pedigree, you've already done that, but the actual animal itself, we think she's an absolute standout and should go exceptionally well at the sales.
Yeah, beautiful filly overall, and as I mentioned, the Captain Crunches will be in demand beginning in a few weeks. Here we have next is lot number 111. This is an American Ideal filly out of an Art Major mare that has no stranger of success on the racetrack, out of Louvre, if I'm pronouncing that right. Louvre, there you go. There's the Canadian coming out in me. A 16-time winner and over $400,000, and she's produced 3 winners. Delightful Lou, who's by Bettor's Delight, a 4-time winner with a record of 55. Miss Horny Gold, a recent update since cataloging, a recent winner in 58.8. And we're going back to another, Benstud family, or maybe particularly Sloy's family with Miss Hazel and Renaissance Man.
Yeah, and we've got the Sloys are presenting quite a few horses now. They tend to keep 1 or 2 every year, but they present and they are genuine sellers. So they sold Captain Ravishing a couple of years ago. So this horse will be on the sale on the market, very fairly priced. They tend to put their reserves very fair, and she's a lovely style of horse.
Yeah, beautiful, and obviously recent success with American Ideals, a great copy of that here between Australia and New Zealand, also a son of American Ideal. Coming up next, this should be lot number 131. We hope. Lot number 131. This is a Captaintreacherous filly out of the Mach 3 mare Miss Brazilian. From 9 foals, 3-year-old and older, 8 have raced and 8 winners. So her percentages is about as good as it gets. She's produced a number of winners. Miss Brazil by Sports Writer, Let's Go to Brazil by Rocknroll Heaven, a Handsome Major by Art Major, and now this mare is crossed over to the great Captaintreacherous. So you're seeing Catch a Wave, Captain Ravishing. Obviously in North America, you're seeing Captain Crunch, Lion Sentinel, Catch the Fire, Alleywag Hanover, all phenomenal families. And Craig, just looking at the first dam, it doesn't really matter what kind of cross you throw at her, she's going to produce a winner.
Yeah, I think there was 64 winners. They've come directly out of the mother, so siblings, brothers and sisters to this horse. Just a lovely type, good, easy-going type of filly. And, should definitely be a racehorse, but if not, a future broodmare. Yeah,
absolutely. You always have that residual value, which is, a key element, too, when you're looking at these type of fillies. A wonderful maternal line through and through, and high percentage, as you just mentioned.
Yep, that's it.
Lot number 155 is next. Art Major filly here out of a Christian Cullen mare. You're seeing what Christian Cullen has done here down under for the last number of decades. And you know what? When you're looking at that second dam, you're seeing Gotta Go Cullen, a multiple Group 1 winner, New Zealand 2-year Colt of the Year, and going down even a little bit further, you're seeing the Great Stunning Cullen is in that maternal line, just under $1.5 million. You cross over, you're seeing our Triple Play, who's by Shadow Play, just under $280,000 made. So, that cross has worked with, you're seeing Art Major, you're seeing Christian Cullen, and again, a lovely presented filly here.
Yeah, she's a gorgeous filly, lovely natured filly again. Probably, I would think, a more sort of Christian Cullen stamp on her than the Art Major. But yeah, very, very nice filly, and the mare's only very early in her breeding career, so she's one that should catch a few people's eyes at the sales.
Eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, the Bathurst Gold Crown, Vic Bred as well, and the Australasian Breeders' Crown. So plenty of options here for lot number 155. Lovely type. Lot number 355 is going to be approaching us in a moment. Lovely filly here. She's by the incomparable sire, Better's Delight. There's a magical cross there with the Art Major on the dam side. Really no stranger to success, this cross. Art Major mare, she's already produced Miss Sonic Boom, a 5-time winner in that 2-year-old record of 56.8. That maternal line also includes Make Mine Cullen, just under 900,000. The great Make Mine Memphis, 230,000, a 15-time winner. Make Mine Heaven. The list goes on, and this one should be noted as Q-bred. Will be racing, or excuse me, it is in the Queensland sale, but it's eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, Bathurst Gold Crown.
Yeah, beautifully bred filly. We sort of handpicked this one to take it up to Queensland, and we thought that, you know, the residual value in her would really appeal to that Queensland market. They're starting to improve their stocks, and we thought that, you know, she would be one that would catch people's eye for breeders and race people looking to race her.
Yeah, absolutely. That's lot number 355. Up next, we're going to showcase lot number 26.
This is Bathurst.
That's right. Here's lot number 26. Beautiful filly here by Always Be Mickey. Do note that she is in the Bathurst Gold Crown sale. Beautiful filly here out of a Mach 3 mare that went on race by the name of Weona Mistimed, and she's already produced a number of winners, including Weona Misfortune, a daughter of Roll with Joe, a 6-time winner, 2-year-old record there of 57.9, and just a wonderful maternal line here through and through. Always Be Mickey, as Mark Barton spoke earlier, has already surpassed $100,000 at the sales today in New Zealand. And over in North America, you're seeing a number of champions, including Monte Mickey, Southwind Gentry. The list goes on. So lot number 26, this is a beautiful filly here, consigned by Elite Bloodstock, eligible to the Nutrien Sales Classic, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, and the Bathurst Gold Crown. So that is lot number 26, participating in Bathurst, and the date of that sale is the 19th of March, 2023. Go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say something we've done different at Bathurst this year. We're going to have around 40 temporary stables on the site at the show, at the racetrack. So some of those traditional horses that have gone out to the showground and then had to be shuttled back in, they'll probably be available for people to inspect on the Saturday afternoon. Great racing there Friday night. But we've also made a point that these horses can also be eligible for the Tooza horse float. So if you buy and sustain with the Nutrien series, those Bathurst horses can also race at the Nutrien race series. I think they're talking potentially around $30,000 fillies and 30,000 colts as their target for the Bathurst race for the sale horses. So it's we're really trying to, I guess, reinforce that it's not another sale. It's actually there's a really quality draft, and I've had the chance to look at a number of horses. There's some quality horses in this Bathurst catalogue.
Beautiful. Any further updates from what's happening in New Zealand thus far?
I know there's over 6, and I know another Captaintreacherous just made 300, so their top today is 300,000, then followed by 270, both Captaintreacherous.
Very, very encouraging overall, because the sales here just start, well, in a fortnight's time. So that seeing those type of numbers is obviously encouraging, given, you know, the economy and things like that, looking at the big picture.
I think so, and I think we've got again that the emphasis on fillies. I think we've seen a real strength in what the colts have been making, but these fillies, I think the amount of stables I've gone to where people are saying, look, we need to try and invest in these young fillies as well. So I think this is one of the real standouts for the Australian catalogue. The number of quality fillies across the for sale catalogues. I think it's one thing that people should take a real note of these, and they chase the same money as the boys.
Good to see you, mate.
Yeah,
Thanks. Lovely to see Shane Sanderson making all the trip from Victoria. Shane, first of all, how long was the trip? And certainly appreciate you coming today.
No, good, thank you. We've been here for a couple of weeks, up racing at Menangle, so yeah, it's about a 10-hour trip for us back home.
Okay, lovely. You do have a pick, lot number 94. This is a filly here by Captain Crunch, the same family as Vincent and Mine Mackenzie. And looking at her as an individual, what catches your eye?
Oh, look, I thought she was an exceptional type. She had a good shoulder and a nice deep girth. She got a lovely easygoing walk about her, and she holds herself well in the coat. So I thought she was a standout on the way she was parading.
So same thing I asked Paul Fitzpatrick is, when you're looking at going through the sales catalogs, is it something that what's more important? Is it the conformation or is it the maternal line? I guess what do you look for, or I guess what could you do without?
I certainly identify them, obviously before the sales on the breeding, and like to have a look at, look at the family and what's worked in the past, and winners and the type of winners that have come out of the family. But I think in the end, the individual or the type's got to win through, shine through in the end. So you might identify, or I might identify one on paper and look at it, and there's nothing that really catches my eye, but. With this one in particular, like she's a striking individual, but if you looked at a page, she's got, there's prolific winners there. The second dam, I think, had eight race for 7 winners, including Vincent, and a third dam had, I think, 12 race for 11 winners, and a couple of good horses in there as well. So and the mare now is a young mare, so she's unproven. So this one looks as though it could be a chance of being a real nice filly.
Yeah, and certainly when you're looking at the Sun Beach somewhere, line down to Captaintreacherous, now down to Captain Crunch. Just a quick comment on today. It's so important to get out to the farms, take a look, and kind of see these horses in their natural environment.
Yeah, absolutely it is, and it's full credit to the Judd team, Pete and Craig and their partners. They always turn out the yearlings in good fashion, and coming up to the farm for my first time anyway, and seeing the staff and the conditions of the place, it's you can easily see why they do such a good job.
Certainly appreciate you coming today. Thanks for your comments on lot number 94. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg. Cheers.
Conclude today's open house. First of all, I just want to thank Mark and Craig for allowing me and my family to come today. It's been a wonderful experience and my first time here at Benstud. Thank you for the hospitality and obviously a beautiful day. And as I was just saying to Shane Sanderson and Mr. Fitzpatrick about how important it is to get to these farms ahead of time to the sales and inspect these horses in their own natural environment.
Yeah, we have quite a few trainers these days that'll actually come and look at them as weanlings as well. So the guys are working a lot harder. They're doing their homework, looking at them as weanlings, and they'll look at them when we first bring the horses in, and then of course they'll no doubt Shane and Paul and all these other trainers will come back and look at them on sale day as well, because there will be some slight little changes in them in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly right. And Mark, obviously you've been to farm after farm, and we're only 2 weeks away, so right now it's getting towards crunch time.
Yeah, it is, and look, yeah, nice coin of the phrase there, crunch time. I think they're one of the real flavours of the month. But look, what I think Benstud has set a standard for the way they present their progeny or present their horses for themselves and their clients for years. We've seen in the 3 years we've been at it, the bar's been lifted, and I think that's something that when we've got a strong breeder base where people are working and unified in what they're trying to achieve, that's what I think is really exciting. With the sales coming up, I think the thing is you want to spend your time actually looking at horses. So if you've not dealt with us before, come and see us so we can get you set up with a line of credit beforehand. Yep. We want you on sale weekend going and looking at horses. Just to change to what's on the front cover of this sale catalogue, we are parading in Sydney on the Friday afternoon about 5 o'clock. That means it will free up Saturday for the people that might want to go to watch the Miracle Mile. But from around midday, we're going to have just a barbecue at the grounds, and we've actually got a local singer from Wagga's actually going to put a bit of music on, and they just try and make that a bit of an afternoon for anyone that wants to be there. The breeders and the preparers are going to be there on that Saturday morning for you to look at horses. It's really the start of a big 5 weeks for us. Nearly 800 horses over 4 sales, so it kicks off what's a great catalogue of horses in Sydney. And like I say, Benstud have been a supporter at all 4 sales, so we'll be sick of each other by the end of the month.
Yeah, we'll keep it nice. No, look, we really appreciate the support by Nutrien. The sales is definitely on the up. They continue to improve every year, and as we said, it's not just the horses are improving, the level of professionalism with the preparation, and then of course we throw in Nutrien and what they've done. It's quite exciting. It was a hell of a risk at the time when we jumped across, and it's been a great success, and people have got to know the brand and got to know the people, and for that reason, I think the sky's the limit.
One thing I did want to mention, couldn't help but watch Tough Tilly race last night and perform as per usual. She was just superior. A great history with her involving charity and syndication and things like that. And to my understanding, you're looking to go down that path again.
Yeah, it was. It's been a great story. One you couldn't script. We picked out a horse that we wanted to keep as a future broodmare. Wanted to support my daughter's foundation, so we offered up a share to her. A group of guys rallied together and paid 20-odd thousand for that share, 25% share of the racing rights. And of course, she's gone on and won $600,000. So that was our first dabble at syndication. So we're sort of looking now at actively seeking mares, future brood mares. So we'll be at the sales potentially looking to buy a nice filly ourselves, and then look to syndicate 50% of that. So we would keep 50%, and 50% then would go to the syndicate group, which we would manage. And we'll get it in the hands of one of the best trainers in New South Wales. That's pending we can afford to buy one.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty competitive at the sales this year. There's some lovely fillies there.
That's beautiful. So if anybody wants to get in touch, be a part of the syndication, track down Craig now before the sale, or potentially even at the sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be getting there early. We'll be doing our homework as all the other buyers do. We'll be going around looking at fillies, and if we can resource one as a future broodmare that we think that has a Tough Tilly sort of scope to it as a racehorse. So if we can find that horse, we'll definitely looking to syndicate it.
Beautiful. Any final comments, gentlemen?
No, I just want to thank my staff. Absolutely amazing. They've just gone over and above, as they always do. Absolutely incredible efforts for the what is 6 weeks, that will be 12 weeks by the time we finish the yearling prep. Especially Beck, my partner Beck's just unbelievable. She's just... she manages to keep me in order and everything else in order, so that's a job in itself. And she's done an amazing job. So Morgan and Lani have been working for me. Morgs is only 17 and Lani 19, I think, and 7 o'clock starts, and of late finishing at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or later. So they've been brilliant, and Cody and Amy. So thank them very much, and thank you everyone for turning up. Really appreciate quite a few local people, so ran a crowd, come along, so have a drink, hang around, and if anyone wants to inspect the horses further, they're tied up in the boxes, so please do so.
Probably the only final thing I'd say, for us coming into our third year, it's very evident the impact that Art Major and Bettor's Delights had on this industry. It's something I know, talking to John Coffey about this early when we finished the catalogue, he said this is actually a really important moment in history, a changing of the guard, where it's the most represented catalogue of new size that we've seen in Australia for a long time. And I think the fact that we're not going to try and decide what should be in a catalogue, we've let the vendors put their horses in. I think those people that can pick that future star, like there's some great domestic sires, there's some crunch time, some of these first season sires. I think that's a really exciting part about this year's sales series, and we look forward to seeing what is going to be a future champion and one that'll leave his mark.
Yeah, it's a beautiful variety overall, and obviously a number of stallions that are spread across the board from Benstud.
Yes, mate. Yeah. Well, we've our vendors obviously pick out who they want to breed to, and that's sort of how it's fallen. We tend to breed to more of the commercial line horses, or ones that we believe are going to be future champions. Don't always get it right, I might add, but I think the spread of horses this year that we've got is, I'm really pleased with what we're presenting. We've got 25 in the Sydney sale, 9 up in Queensland, 4 in Bathurst, and 18 or 19 down in Melbourne. So, we've got 30 in the barns down in Victoria being prepared as we speak. So, it's an operation. It's pretty big, and everyone's doing their part, and it's going really well. So,
well, it's been a great day. The sun's shining.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody for coming today. Sale week is fast approaching. Talk to Gemma or Mark at Nutrien regarding sales credit and get your paperwork in order. Talk to Craig about pre-arranging inspections and things like that. And we can't wait to see you in a couple weeks at Sydney.